My computer. Cool beans. So good evening, everyone. Dave.
Can you see me?
Loud and who's this?
Darlene, can you see my picture? Because I cannot
No,
any longer.
I cannot. Let me ask you to start. So tonight is our first Zoom we're doing with the team, and so we're all kind of figuring it out together. Joy and I have literally done hundreds of these. Kind of fun. Now, if you're watching the screen and you want to get everybody on the screen at the same time, in the upper right-hand corner, if you'll put your cursor on the screen, upper right-hand corner, you can choose if it's just speaker mode, which whoever's talking, you're going to see really big on your screen, or you can choose gallery mode like I do, and this is how I'm recording it, and I have 8 people on the screen, and everybody's looking and waiting. If you want to do that, that'd be great. So welcome to our first leadership roundtable. You know what, guys? I thought what you deserve to hear was how other people are making it happen here. How other leaders on the team are actually making this business work for them. Okay, so and there's so many different ways to do this, and we all have our own way, and we can all be successful. So I was telling the leaders before we started here. Here's my notes. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So what I want you guys to imagine is we're all sitting around, maybe it's your house, around your kitchen table, and we just had a little dinner, maybe a little dessert, and someone says, "Hey, how's your business going? How do you do this?" Right? So let's have a conversation just among the leaders here on, I don't know, where can we start? Let me do this. Let's start here. What would you guys think? What's the one piece of advice you would give somebody brand new who's starting the Tavala business? Who'd like to start on that one?
I will.
Go for it.
The first thing I would tell them is to take the product and believe in the product.
Okay. And who's this? Oh, this is Goya. Hey. Hey, Leslie.
Hi, I'm not putting my face on there.
Why not?
Because I look yucky.
Okay.
Come on, Goya.
Okay. So to go ahead again, what would you say to people?
I would say to people, well, be a product of the product. Use the product, believe in the product, and also the integrity of the company. But the very first thing is you got to believe in the product.
Yep. Right on. Cool. Thank you. Thanks for starting us out. Who else would like to share?
As for me, because I'm all new to this whole network marketing, and the product is what got me personally. So for someone who, because I know so many people, even myself, are so skeptical about, network marketing, because you hear all those other stories, other people telling their negative part of it. So, I fell in love with the products. I'll tell, anyone, just if you love the product, that's all you need to do. Just like Goya said, because the feeling behind it will gravitate you into pushing you and sharing it. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. The mindset that I have, Chris and I, is just we love it and we're sharing it. And that's pretty much how it have been working for us.
Cool. Good insight. Good insight.
I would say take advantage of our company being a sampling company. They have beautiful packaging that's just really spot on, beautiful for marketing purposes, and let the product do the heavy lifting. Our products work, they work quickly, and that's what people are looking for. So I would say definitely if you're wanting to build a business, get yourself a business pack. Get samples out as soon as possible. Don't let them, collect dust in your closet, for the right person, because there's no such thing as the right person. We have thought some people would never be interested, but they started trying some of the products, either the quantum relief strips or the trim, and totally changed the whole conversation. So get out the samples as soon as possible and follow up.
Cool. Good insight.
Yeah, and one of the things that I mentioned is for people to develop their story and don't underestimate the value of your story. Sometimes people think, well, my story's not as good as so-and-so's, but your friends resonate with you and who you are already, and they know who you are. So when you tell your story, it's already going to resonate with them. So don't change it. Just say the same thing over and over and repeat your story and share that story with everyone.
Great insight.
Oh, Dave, I always say it's like the Costco effect.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's like the Costco effect. You know, that's what Costco does is sample, sample, sample. I mean, we've all been in Costco and we all buy after we have a chance to taste something. Most of us do buy, and it's the Costco effect. You got to sample, sample, sample.
Yeah. Good way. Good analogy.
Yeah.
Good analogy, Jared.
Dave, I would say one of the things, especially when you're new, is not to talk too much. That we have really good tools at our fingertips. We have videos and flyers and three-way calls to not try to talk people into our products, but just show the tools that we have.
Yeah, very good. Very good. In fact, yeah, definitely. Have people, once they have their own experience, they get it.
Exactly.
And until then, you just sound like you're selling them.
Mhm.
So I'm going to mute out Bob there. Mute. There you go. So cool. Who else?
That would just happen, and that's enough.
Say that again, Jen. You got cut out a little bit.
Jennifer was
Oh,
talking.
I was saying just to be. I'm cutting out now.
Yeah, you're cutting out, Jen.
Maybe I need to come closer.
Nah, it's probably just a connection. It might have been. If you haven't rebooted in a while, it may catch a little bit. Okay, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say to be natural and just to literally share what has happened with the products, and they speak for them. They're wow products. They're not something where somebody has to wait 2 or 3 months before they notice anything. It's just the opposite. So take advantage of that.
Gotcha. Cool. So good stuff, guys. Hey, guys, if you're listening into this, or you're watching on a replay, make sure you have a pen and paper out. I've taken down like 5 notes already from absolute gold nuggets here on people that are actually doing the business and creating really good income here. So cool stuff. Let me ask you guys, anybody else want to share on that subject?
Yeah, Dave, one of the things that we do with everybody is we just make it very simple, and we days and see if it's the right fit or match.
Okay, you're cutting out a little bit, Jim. I heard you saying trying to make it the right fit or the right.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Once again, what we do is we're talking to somebody, whether we know them well or we don't. We say to them, all we want to do is try this product based on their wants, needs, and desires for the next 30 days, see if it's right fit or match.
Okay, so you're having them try the product too. Cool. So that was a lot of them, guys. We had product, sample it, get out samples. Your story's important. The Costco effect, I love that, Terry. And let the product speak for themselves. And Jim's saying the same thing. Try them for 30 days. You know? Cool. Good stuff. What else can we chat about tonight? Who else would like, any questions you have of each other? You know, before we started, Joy, you were asking Rich and some other people how they do things or how they keep track of their business. Any thoughts on that?
Not in regards to that. But I want to mention all you guys who've totally inspired me with your transformations. Is for the first time I'm doing the products religiously. Today's day 1. And I put it out there, and I'm going to blog every day. I even posted a picture I just about died about. But honestly, what I'm doing is blitz an experience using all of our products today. Today is the first day I've used Alert. I've never used it until today. So what I want to do is have a different experience so I can base my, I can share more on all the products, not just the some that I've tried up till now. So I'm doing a blitz with a Tavala experience, and I'm trying to encourage people who want to have a great experience to do the experience pack because it gives you one of everything and it's a full month supply, and you save, what is it, Jen, $85?
$85.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, my only product left today is I'll have some brew in a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a great idea.
The brew, just as a comment for the brew, I'm sure there's people like me that don't like coffee. So for people that don't like coffee, I suggest making it with some almond milk, maybe almond milk and stevia. Because if somebody who doesn't like coffee makes it with water, they're probably going to think it tastes a little like coffee. So I think when I put the almond milk and the stevia, then it tastes more like a little bit like chocolate milk, just for anybody else who isn't a coffee person.
Gotcha. Real quick, RoundTable. What's your favorite product? Just one. Go on. Go.
For me, it's a trim.
Trim. Cool.
Release strips
Really?
and snooze.
Sounds like Goya.
Let's do it.
Well,
I can't decide between the snooze and the strips.
okay.
Yeah. Snooze and strips.
Yeah, same thing.
Cool.
Or no, you said snoozes. There's trim and strips.
Trim and strips. There you go. My favorite product is the snooze. No question. Love the trim. Love the QR strips. I'm ecstatic about that. I guess it's dance time on our call. So what else would you guys like to share tonight? What are you most excited about? What are you looking toward the business? What do you guys want to chat about tonight? This is your call.
There's something, if anybody is willing to do this, let me know. I'm creating a testimonial Tuesdays where I'm going to interview somebody. You can send me the questions, whoever wants to do it, whether it's here in the leaders group or any of the members on your team. They don't have to be on my team. They can send me the questions so that they know what they're going to talk about. So if they want to talk about something particular, they can message me the questions. I'll ask the questions to them. It might make me think of additional questions, and during their talking that I can have them elaborate on. But it'll be a live stream. So it'll be a live stream on Facebook. There is a website called BeLive.tv that you can go to for free. And it will provide, when you sign up as a host, you start a session as a host. It'll give you a link that you can send to the other person that's going to be the guest. And then you're talking to each other, two people in a live stream on Facebook at the same time. Again, it's live. And I think it's really powerful to be able to see that. For one, most people see live streams as just one person or one screen already, not a split screen with two different backgrounds and locations. So it's going to capture people's attention more than just a video, a regular live stream. And it's recorded as well. So if you do this, especially for team members, and you interview them, they can take that video then and share it onto their page. So it helps promote them, the products, they see them being interviewed, and it can really boost up their members and themselves for the business. So that's something I want to do every Tuesday, Testimonial Tuesday. So if anybody, get this started, if anybody wants to be a part of that, just message me and we'll come up with a schedule and get you on to do that.
Cool. Right on. Let me ask you guys this. How many, most people in the company, Joy and I are one of the very few who actually do this full time. How many hours a week are you guys putting into the business?
24/7, it feels like.
24. It feels like. How much you putting in though? I mean, if you had to really write it down.
I pretty much do it all the time because I have, I'm a caregiver to my husband who is brain injured by a stroke. And so we're together most of the time, and I work off my phone, and as many responses as I can get, as many examples as I can send out, I do.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that's how you were. Okay, awesome. But you're doing fantastic, by the way.
I love it.
Yeah, cool. You got great results. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Who else? How many hours you putting in a week? If you had to guesstimate. And it's not.
I would give for myself probably 10 to 12 on it. when I can get more hours in, I do. But like Randy's always saying, in the cracks of our life.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much doing it full time as well. I mean, I still have my medical business, but it's very, very, very little. With that, I can pretty much cover everything in a couple weeks, out of the whole year. And then I'm free unless customers call. But so nearly like 95% full time with it, probably even above that, because going into the evening. And I get productive, later in the evening as well when it quiets down. Like you get other things done.
Gotcha.
Pretty much the time. I'm I've been talking to people throughout the day. I haven't really put a time on it because it's just becoming the norm for me now, talking to people. But most of the time when my husband, Chris, he gets off, that's when, and we get the kids down to bed, that's when we kind of brainstorm and stuff like that.
Yeah, right on.
Yes.
Here's an interesting, by the way, guys, if you're watching and listening in, we're so glad you're here. If you're on the live stream and you're watching us, if you put your cursor on the screen at the very bottom, you'll see a button that says chat, and that'll open up a chat box on the side. And ask any questions that you may have, anything you want to ask of any of the leaders here. I've got another question I was thinking as you guys were chatting. Why? Two questions. Why network marketing and why Tavala?
We forgot your glasses. Okay.
For me, it started with the product. Well, no, I would say it started with you guys because I wanted to come on board just to be with you guys before I even tried the product. So then once I tried the trim, I loved it. There was no risk. I order it. There's money back guarantee. There's no sign up fee. There's no restrictions on anything. You just get to grow freely and the products are fantastic.
Right on. Right on.
Well, as for Chris and I, we've been looking around and trying to, do, for extra income and stuff like that. But when we tried the trim, that's what got us. And because like I said, I am new to this. I'm more at a comfort level where it's just so easy for me because I don't like the technical, I don't know, it's just easy. Tavala is easy. Signing up, I always tell people, it's no pressure. That's what I love about it. It's no pressure. It's very easy to do. And like Jen said, the product speaks for itself. The products is that's what sold me on the trim. So I tell anybody who is coming aboard, if they like the trim and the setup of the company, like I say, I don't know how to compare with with other companies and stuff like that because I'm so new to it. But what Chris, my husband, he was the one that actually scoped it out and saw something that was worth stepping out there on. So we talked about it and he loved the setup of the company and everything. So we just went ahead and go for it. And, I guess it's that gut feeling too. You just feel, a good way about something. And that's how it was for us. It was just pretty easy and it felt right. And that's how we just went for it.
Cool. I'm real similar to that. Yeah. Who else? Why'd you join network marketing? Why Tavala?
I like the fact that Tavala has taken some of the negatives. What's that?
Dave, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Dave? Okay, we cannot hear you. We're going to have to get off. We cannot hear you or understand.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Yeah, they weren't getting a really clear reception, so no worries. So who else was that was saying, Joy, you were talking. Why networking? Why Tavala?
Well, I love networking, but when we found Tavala, I love the fact that what the company's done is taken away any of the negatives that typically people don't like with a company. And one is the enrollment fee. So there's no enrollment fee. I like the fact that when I talk to someone, I have a conversation, it's totally up to them whether they want to become a member or a customer. I don't try to sway them and say, you know, for 12 bucks or 49 bucks, you can get the same price as me. And that's what I did with my previous company. We're really just customers. And I would look at my downline and say, why aren't they doing anything? Well, they never said they wanted to. I just was looking for them to get a better price. With Tavala, one price. Well, you know, there's no requirements to be on auto ship. You know, my daughter is she loves the product, but she's not doing network marketing. She's got a lot of other things on her plate, but she has customers and people join. And even if she doesn't place an order within a 4-week period, their volume as a customer counts towards her qualifications. So it's really, really made it simple. And honestly, I've been in networking since the early 90s. For the most part, I did not understand most of the comp plans. I just shared. The fact that I can understand this from day one is amazing. It's a 1-page comp plan. It's so simple. I love that people get paid really high percentage, 20 on your personally enrolled, 25 on your second and third levels. And the fact that you get paid 10% more on customers is a bonus. So, you know, we're not trying to convince anyone to do anything. We're just putting it out there. If people are looking for a solid opportunity, I love Tavala and I love their branding. And I also love that they do not promote, talk about, or try to sell anything until it's on the shelves in their warehouse. None of this hype about what's coming, you know, and maybe some of you on the line can relate to that, you know, months or years of talking about what's coming down the pike. You know, if Tavala's talking about it, you can buy it. And I think that's really exciting.
Good way to put it. Good way. Who else?
Well, Joy was so good, I forgot what the question was.
Me
Why
too.
marketing and why did you join Tavala?
I joined Tavala because Jennifer told me to. And no, I'm kidding. A ton of integrity. I was real.
Actually,
What?
She probably did tell you to.
Yeah, she did, but I've never done anything I've been told. But I see the integrity of the company, but every time I looked at something they introduced, it would address a different field. Weight loss is a trillion-billion-dollar industry. The number of people that are sleep deprived in this country is a joke. You know, if you just had, I had a button on it that said trouble sleeping. I can't believe the number of people that have trouble sleeping. And, you know, I think it addresses every time a product comes out, it addresses something else that is a monstrous market, huge market. I mean, energy. Oh no, hardly anybody doesn't have energy. And I think that's what I was so impressed with in the beginning was number one, the weight loss. And I think it's important to get across to people as well that, you know, all these products are money back guaranteed. So if they don't work for you, you get your money back, honey. So that's why I joined. And now I know the integrity of the company, but I didn't know it in the beginning. So anyway,
Right
awesome. Love
I can
it.
hear them, but I don't think.
Let me chat about something here because I've heard it twice on this call. The company actually never published that it's money back guaranteed. But they will. No, but we started that. We heard that. We thought the same thing. So let's have a conversation as a team. So there's nothing actually published on that. Although, if somebody has an issue with the product, have them call the company. They will take it back, but they don't publish it. Okay? So just so you know, they will, if there's an issue with a product and if somebody doesn't, it's not working, there's a medical issue, whatever, let them call the company, but we don't advertise, Joy and I don't advertise more that it's a money back, 100% money back guarantee. They've been doing that, but the company never published that. And I had that conversation with Randy about a
Okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes I tell people that I personally will back it 100%, and I will.
Oh yeah, we'll do it all day long.
Yeah, all
Somebody
day
doesn't
long.
work for somebody, I'll get their
satisfaction guarantee.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. Well, let me ask you a question about leadership, guys. You guys have been producing some great results. What's the why do you think that's happening? Why do you think you're getting results in this business? Why do you think people are following you?
Because you use the Goya method.
The Goya method, and please tell us
Yes.
what that is, Leslie.
Yes, your business will never be successful, and you won't, which is get off your ass. Nobody else is going to make you successful but yourself. Thank you. Just thought I'd say that.
So that's what Goya stands for. That's why we tease her, because that's really who she is. She goes after it. So leadership. What's that whole? So thanks you, Leslie. What's that whole subject for you guys? Why are people following you? And you don't. This isn't an arrogant. To answer this, you don't have to be arrogant or overly confident, but you have to understand as a leader, and if you want to build this business strong, you got to have people following you, right?
And they're not going to follow you if you give them a bunch of BS, and they're not going to follow you if you just constantly, and I think Darlene said it, don't try to sell. I mean, I love to sell, but 99% of the people do not like to sell. So with this, don't try to sell it. Tell your story.
Right, there you go. So tell your story. So there's
I lost 25 pounds and I'm sleeping through the night and I got no pains. Hello.
So people are following you because of the results that you got. Is that
Hey, Dave. Dave.
Yes.
Duh.
Tell them.
Who just said, hey, Dave?
Quickly.
That was Jim.
Tell them what you need.
Hey, Jim, what you got, man?
Tell them what you need to tell them about. Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yes, I can.
Well, first thing, what you always do, you tell them what you need to tell them about what it's done for you based on your wants, needs, and desires.
Yep.
The second thing is you tell them what it can do for them based on their wants, needs, and desires. And the third thing is you tell them again what you need to tell them to get them to try the product.
Okay.
Amen.
So how do you see that? So Jim, let me ask you this, because Jim's made literally millions in this industry, millions. So Jim, let me ask you this, man. So how do you define that as leadership? How do you, if you were to say to somebody, you want to get somebody to follow you, would you tell them what you just told us? Or who do you have to be to have people, is it a clear idea of what you need to say? I mean, how would you respond to that?
The one thing I always tell them is I'm looking for a few people to build a business big in the next 80 days. And that I'm going after 1,000 people to get my first 100. Do you want to be part of that?
Okay. So you set out.
And Jennifer knows that I've done it before.
Right. And I remember asking, you said to me one day, you know how to make $1 million in the business? And I said, no. And you've done it 3 times. You said you got to talk to 1,000 people in 90 days. So what I heard you just say, though, Jim, you're giving me how to do it. I heard you say that you set up, you create a vision for somebody that they step into.
I didn't hear it. I can't. Yeah, Dave, I didn't hear you all together. But what most important thing is to help them to see where you're going to go. And what I always tell people, I hope everybody can hear this. Yep. The ship is at the dock. We're filling up the ship right now. Okay, we're going to be taking off soon, and when we take off, we want to have the ship filled up. And then what I tell them that we are looking for a few people to help us to go out and fill the ship. And then once we do, then I give them the example, riding the wave. And you want to ride that wave, around the world, whether you've got a boat, a jet ski, a skimboard, whatever. You want to be able to ride that wave, because when you ride the wave, that's when magic happens.
Gotcha. Cool. Anybody else? Leadership. Why are people following you? Who do you need to be? What do you need to, how do you need to present? Anything you want to share about leadership? to get people?
I think having a lot of confidence and having a lot of passion about your company as well as your products, I think is really essential. And I think that anybody who knows me knows that if I am this passionate and confident about what I'm doing, sorry, I can't spit up. Then that gives them the faith to follow me, because I'm telling them that this product is great. I'm telling them the company is great.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, and plus we're doing what we're asking and sharing with our network what we're doing. So they don't see us, oh, these are the steps, but we're not doing those steps as well. So we're blazing the trail, we're cutting everything down in our path in front of us, and it gives them a way to be able to that's the result that we're getting with that as well.
Okay. So Rich, you've signed up a few people, more than a few people. You got one of the largest teams in our organization. Why are people following you?
I think that's it. And then the confidence level as well. There's a synergy, there's something, and I think LaShondra said that as well, that there's just some ring with this. It's an intuition. You just get that with Tavala. The sign up, and when we're talking about it, makes it very simple. All the hurdles, are gone with that. As well, staying on top of the team and helping them know how far away from titanium they are, how far away from silver they are, palladium, and so forth. We do that with Darlene. That's how Eddie Bean became silver as well. Because there were many moments in time where I didn't hear from him. And I'd give him a call or message him and kind of give him where he's at and see what we can do to be able to hit a goal or target. And that's what helped him. So and your team sees that you're there. Eddie's on second level. I've got ones through our naturopaths. I'm working with a new fellow that's down on my fourth level, and he calls me. So the team sees that it's not, I'm going to them, well, here, this is your responsibility. You talk to them. I'm willing to, jump in and help out wherever it's needed. Fellow in Barbados wants to come on board. He's like fourth level down too. And so whoever it is, and it's still not getting into management mode and just working with the team too, still actively pursuing the posts and doing the video calls and sharing tools out with the team, things that work for me, just giving them out, as well. People feel that, they have direction. They're not, what do I do next?
Gotcha. So, any questions? Let me see if we're going to get questions. Lead by example. Oh, this is Bob. Hey, Bob. Lead by example is what you always have done where you believed in the product, the company, and yourself. Well, there you go. So you want people to follow that. So let me ask you guys this, and I'm just coming up with questions because I think it's just fascinating, and I think everybody's listening and watching this later are going to love it. What's the most important thing about duplication to you? Because this business is duplication, getting more people to do, the same thing over and over. How do you get people to duplicate? Or do you? I've got an opinion about that. Who'd like to go, though?
One of the easiest things to get them to do is to bring their best friend along. Like, who do you want to work with? And get them to start there, and then get them to bring a good friend along.
That's a great idea. That's really basic. That's a great idea, Darlene. Start there. Cool. Who else?
One thing that you told me a couple months ago is, I might not exactly have the same plan or the same motivation as somebody else. And so sometimes they're just going to be somebody who is going to refer one or two people. And, that's what they're going to do. And then sometimes, yes, you can teach them and you can coach them. So it's just reading a person and knowing how much time to spend if they're spending that much with you too.
Gotcha.
Or
So how do you know if you have a leader on your hands? How do you know them? How do you know that they're a leader?
They're enrolling people. They're off and running, and you're just trying to keep up. They're very self-motivated. They're just in movement. They're just bringing people on and starting their own trainings and encouraging other people to do that on their team.
And they contact you. You don't have to call them.
Yes.
So here's a question we get a lot is, I got somebody on my team that's, they're fabulous, but they're not out doing anything. What do you do?
I think you have to put the vision in front of them, the vision of the business, so they know what they have on their hands. You know, what is possible.
Okay.
They might not see what they have.
Gotcha. Anybody else? Good insight. Anybody else?
Sometimes I'll just tag them in a post. You know, if I create a post and I know they maybe haven't seen it or I haven't heard from them, or if I try to reach out to them maybe once a month and say something, but I don't want to be a nag to them as well if they're not in that zone just yet. Right. But I want them to be aware of some of the things that I'm doing. So if I create a brand new post or sharing something, I'll just tag them in a comment or even in the post themselves, just to be able to draw their attention to it, to keep it in front of them to see it, because they may miss it on their timeline. I don't always browse my timeline and see what other people are posting. So at least they put something out there. And then if they have their timeline open, you know, sometimes it's posted right on their timeline. Right. And so that helps them as well. And then also, if anybody questions it because they saw it on their timeline, they're going to go back to that person. So that could awaken up some activity in that regard.
Gotcha. Good.
And the team calls and events are very important, because every time I'm on the team call, the corporate call, I attend the event, I am more motivated. And I know, because this, you know, life gets in the way sometimes. Things come up and some people tend to, everybody, their attitude, everyone is so different. You have some that don't need to be pushed, some need pushing, you know, just like, and you just touch them a little bit, or like Jonathan was saying, you give them the vision, they know. Because a lot of times when I talk to people, you know, it's coming from a real place, because I just get laid out there like it is, and I encourage them, get on the calls. I message them. I'll you know, with a group text, you know, get on there. So, because it's very good to always hear it over and over again. Get it in you, and then you'll be able to put it out there. So I just I encourage people to do that. Get on the call. Those are very important. And also that, you know, when I'm learning in this business, I hear Jennifer say it all the time, and she gave me the scoop. She's like, we are blessed to have Dave and Joy as our leaders here, because the upline, I hear a lot of people talk about that. And that's one thing I can say for Chris and I, you guys, you make it very easy, because you're constantly posting and you like duplicate, do what I do, you know. Sometimes the thought, like, okay, the permission, like, okay, if I see you do this, do I just go ahead and just take it and do it too? You know, and, you know, so it's like sometimes I have that feeling, because, you know, from personalities are something as well too, when you're dealing with people from different personality. My personality, I'm more like a relaxed person, a laid back type person. And a lot of people that came on board with us, you know, is people that have seen our result, and, you know, that just from the, I guess they always say, LaShawna is just from the, I can feel you. I can feel you. I can feel what you're saying. And they take our word for it, because they know we're coming from an honest place, because I'm just that way. I can't lie. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not being, but I'm just truthful. And that's why the products, everything just did it for me. I loved it. So I just share it. And I love to see people healthy. As being a weight loss coach, Chris and I, that was, you know, what it was all about. Just love that. I just want to see people healthy and get it in their hands. But, you know, yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. You know, the one thing that I find, and let me give you a couple of bits of my my thoughts. The most powerful, and I've said this to a lot of people on the team, and I've said it at the training sessions we've done, the most powerful thing you can do as a leader for your team this week is to enroll 4 more people. And so think about that for a minute. Most people in this business they'll sign up and enroll 3 or 4 people and 5 people, whatever the number is, and they're waiting for them to go out and do some business and do some work and really get going. And they spend a lot of their time sort of trying to motivate. Here's just my own 2 cents, guys. You can run it any way you like. I'm not here to motivate people. I'm here to find and work with motivated people. Big difference. Okay? One of the issues Joy and I had in another company, we felt there was an issue. We'd done really well. We got into this, what we call management mode. Management mode for me is sort of identified by what can I do, say, or be to make you be successful. Here's the reality from Dave DeBernius' point of view. There's not a damn thing I can do other than be an example. That's the only thing. Because the reality is, if we stop prospecting, if you stop prospecting, your team will stop prospecting. If you stop recruiting, your team will stop recruiting. If you stop rowing the boat, everybody else stops rowing the boat. Okay. So here's what we find is leadership is about you doing the do. You doing the do. And if you're doing that and you're bringing on 3 or 4 more people, because reality in our comp plan, it's a unilevel, which means you build this top level, right? Now, you don't know who's going to go deep. We happen to have a number of people on this call and on this line tonight, on the screen tonight, who decided they were going to also do the same thing and start building. We didn't know. We hoped it was the Jennifers, the Riches, the Lashranas, we hoped it was all these people, but we didn't know. So we just kept building. And I think we're at 98 or 99 enrollments right now on our front level. About half are customers, and we all love our customers, right? 10% extra. Cool beans. We take that. But we keep going, and then we started seeing who wants to go deep. And the people, the Jennifers, the Riches, the Rashanas and Chris's and Mark Butts, and there's so many people on the team. So I don't even want to get into names because I'll leave a few out. We could see really easy if you look at your graphic tree who's going down. And we got some people at 7 and 8 levels now, which is really fun after what December, January, February, March, April. So that's 5 months. If I didn't have fingers, I couldn't count. You got it. So 5 months. So that's exciting. But the thing that Joy and I focus on every week, we have all these other things we want to do for the team, from the brochures to but our main goal is how can we enroll 3 to 5 people this week?
Yeah.
We got about 5 minutes, guys, and I got to take intros on the corporate call. What's your thoughts on what I just talked about?
100%. All on board. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Rich is in argument with me. So Rich and I have great conversations, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but that's really the key. Who else? Even if you disagree with it, this would be a great conversation, you know?
Well, yeah, I agree.
You're breaking up
as well, because they'll copy what you do. But I would say they were, if you out there recruiting, like you said, it will motivate them. Ooh, I need to get to work. Jonathan.
Yep. If they see you signing up 3 or 4 new people, all of a sudden that's the thing to do. So duplication is about you actually doing the do and other people duplicating. And then once you get enough people that are going deep, this this thing gets really damn fun.
Yeah, Dave, and to add to that as well, I used an illustration. I think it might even have been with Eddie. What leadership is about inspiring, and it's not about coming up with some motivational saying that's nice to read and it makes you feel real good. Yeah. But what gets you into action mode? And I was talking to Eddie about this. What inspires you more? Seeing a manager with a clipboard kind of directing, and he's very organized, and he's got the whole project managed, and he's a good manager. But what inspires you to want to do more? How about if that manager put down his clipboard and got down in a trench and started digging that trench with you, or jumped on and put a hard hat on and picked up a hammer and started swinging that hammer with you, and everybody else on the team is looking around and say, hey, look at that, he's just like us, he's doing the same thing, he's in the trenches with us. That's inspiration. You can't buy that, you can't talk that, you can't say it. That's what really gets people motivated.
Yeah,
it goes hand in hand with what you're saying.
Yeah, right on. Good insight, Rich.
I know that we're going to have to close out the call in a minute. I would love to have a call like this sometime and just have testimonials about any of the products, because I think, Bob, you mentioned testimonials sell. You can give all the facts in the world, but if you hear someone's story, it gives you believability. It solidifies. You may think of someone that a product could help. And I just think testimonials are a great thing to share. Most of you guys on the screen have had such transformations with the trim that it's blown my mind. And I think that Darlene, everyone knows Darlene lost 14 pounds her first 7 days because she shared her story. That's inspiring. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. So anyway, you've inspired me to get on bandwagon with using probably keeping track and sharing, because my testimony will also be my story.
Yes.
Right on. Any last comments people want?
I love that idea, Joy. I personally think it would be fun. I would love to see that. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to try. Hold on. I'm going to try something. I hope it doesn't wipe out your screens. Everybody on the line, I just want to show this. Maybe it'll just show it on my screen. Maybe not. So there's the call coming up, guys. If you don't have the number, hop on a couple minutes before 9. This is a corporate call. I got a few of you on the side of the screen now. So you want to make sure that you're on the call. There's some announcements coming out tonight. They're going to chat about the main number and the PIN code. When you get there, give us your first name, where you're calling in from. So that's the numbers of the thing on the call. So let's stop that. There we go. Want to make sure you got that out there. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. So any last pressing things you have to say, you just won't be able to sleep tonight, who'd like to share?
Who are the two guys in the middle? We can hear from
everybody's in different places. I see Maury down there. Maury's a buddy of ours down in, went to high school with Joy. So he's 49 years old. And and then I'm just looking at Bob Bicknell there in Orlando. Bob came to our first event down there. And I think the other fellow, Jonathan. Jonathan, tilt your camera down a little bit. We're seeing from about your nose up, but that's there you go. You're a good-looking guy. You don't have to hide. So that's who I'm seeing there. And you see Jonathan post a lot on the Tavala page, ask a lot of great questions. He's always learning and gathering information. So appreciate you guys.
Oh, Jonathan Warner? No?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, Jonathan.
Hello.
So a lot of you guys are seeing people at different parts of your screen. So
I feel like this is Hollywood Squares.
It is like Hollywood Squares. And gosh, if I can remember some of the people on there. I had to mute a few people because there was a lot of background noise. Oh, it looks like they're off the phone. Okay, no worries. This was fun tonight, guys. Thanks for your insights.
Yeah, I would like to say before we go, this would be a great tool. Yeah, this is a great tool to do like every week with the team, and then a testimonial another night. Maybe bring guests on. That'd be really great to do.
Yeah. I normally do this program. It's called Zoom. Zoom.us. I usually do it in a webinar form, so you guys just don't come out and all that, and I'm just doing the presentations. But this is cool. You can get a free version of this where you can have up to 50 people on the screen at one time. You can let you run for 40 minutes. So if you have family or you have a team call, or there's something about people coming out and sharing that not only helps everybody else, but it helps grow them as a leader also.
Yeah.
And so it has to be, works a couple different, but go to zoom.us and there's just some really neat, we pay extra for the webinar and all that garbage, but I think about 55 bucks a month, but we could put 100 people on a webinar, record it to Facebook, stream it to Facebook. This part of the system I couldn't stream tonight, but I'll make this a YouTube. You guys can send it out and we'll share it on our Team Tavala page. So any last comments before we close it out here, guys? We've got about 1 minute.
Just keep giving away samples.
That's
the easiest. Right. That's the easiest duplication I have ever seen.
Yeah, it is. Do that and follow up. Yeah. Joy and I get about a 30 to 33% response rate. People sign up as a member or customer. So you're right, Jonathan. Sample it, follow up. Sample it, follow up, and don't get too lost on the people who say no. Most people say no to Joy and I.
Right.
Which surprises me because we're really nice people. But it's the truth. So 2/3 say no.
It's all timing.
It's all timing for people. There you go. Guys, thanks for being on the call, donating some time, sharing your thoughts. This was really useful for everybody. So let's chat about doing it again. Maybe we do a once a week call like this. We still need our new getting started call, which I do want to do on Wednesday evenings because our folks, we've got a team in Hawaii that are kicking butt. And we need to make sure they can't make the 11 a.m. Saturday call. That's 5 a.m. in the morning. So we got to shift that. But I like this call too, guys. This is fun. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, let's close her out, guys. Have a great evening. We'll see you on the corporate call here in about 3 minutes. Take care, guys.
Okay. We'll see you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Night.